decades, Univest Securities has been offering solutions in what they call creative yet disciplined investment banking. Here to share more is their CEO, Edric Guo, and their COO, Bradley Richmond. Welcome to the New York Stock Exchange. All right, so Bradley, what service is Univest providing?
Well, Ashley, we provide investment banking services to companies from around the world. We focus on the US, Asia, and Europe, anywhere from IPOs to follow-on offerings, private placements, SPAC offerings, and the like.
All right, and you say that you have a focus on creative yet disciplined investing. What does that mean?
On the creative part, Univest has been at the very forefront of creating structures that are forever benefit to the issuers and our investors in a mutual way. And on the discipline side, so we're not only chasing the hype, when time is good and when time is bad, and when it's not the right time to be scared or the not time to panic, we stay very disciplined. So we have always provided the right advice for our investors during the right time, or whether it's not the right time to not do certain things.
What policy trends or industry sectors are you looking at right now?
I think we always focus in the forefront right now, certainly energy, clean energy, and how they power data centers with the AI boom is certainly one of the biggest areas we're focusing on, and government policy is going to significantly affect that over the next coming decades. So that's an area that we, along with others, are focused on significantly.
Yes, and also I'd like to add to that. I think with AI as booming as it is, there are going to be significant implications for healthcare and changing how patients are treated in the modern days. And also, I wanted to point to our audience to two specific directions, which is one is onshoring the United States. So with the current geographic tensions going on between the trades and different parts of the world, I think onshoring America is going to become a big trend. And plus that re-establishing supply chains for different companies that wants to tap into the market of the United States.
All right, and for companies, Bradley, that are listed or preparing to go public, what approaches do you have for them?
Outside of the traditional, one of the things we offer at Univest as well is introducing those companies to policymakers and influencers that could help in their business decisions, not just in their financial and capital markets needs, but we aim to provide full service and advisory work to our clients so we can help them with those policymakers and stay on top of the changing trends in whatever business they're in.
Yeah. And for our international clients, which is about 50% of our deal flow. So Univest was the underwriter for the first ever Singaporean IPO in the United States. We're also the underwriter for the first ever Japanese IPO. We were at one point about 60 to 70% of whole entire China's deal flow. So for our international clients, what we do and what we excel particularly is to explain to them the differences between their home country and United States, and between the regulatory regimes, the regulatory requirements for going public, the financial conditions, maybe requirements may be different. The way of people conducting business may be very different. So we're very familiar with the two continents and the way of things here and there. So our team does a very good job explaining and coaching people through the process.
Are there different regulatory environments in different geographic areas, and does your team cater to those differences?
Yes, absolutely. So from starting from the financial accounting standards, in Europe and in US, they use two very separate different sets of standards. And aside from that, different exchanges, for example, the Hong Kong stock market, the Singaporean stock markets, all have very different sets of requirements for companies that are looking to go public over there. So for clients coming out of that region, something that we do want to be very upfront in explaining to them is that the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ may have a higher set of regulatory requirements for them to be qualified to be a trading member of the exchange.
All right, and regarding government and private companies, how can the intersection between them help to accelerate growth?
So it's very important, and we at Univest, we have a very strong relationship with the Nest Point Group, which is a very well-connected policy group in Washington and throughout the US. And so we utilize them to walk our clients and our issuer clients through various issues they may have in government policy or whatever businesses they're in. We can help, point them in the right direction to who they need to speak with.
And when tensions are rising, in particular, in current present time, I think for having a partner like that, even for Univest, because we did the restructuring for ourselves earlier on this year, and we brought in NextPoint as a shareholder for Univest for the specific reason to guide us and our issuer clients through the different changes in policies. I think to be able to have access to the right policymakers, have a educated conversation with the current administration in terms of issues like tax or tariffs, onshoring American, creating American jobs, not only avoid the issuers a lot of trouble, but also at the same time opening them up for bigger market opportunity out there.
And Edric, what is next for the next 30 years for Univest Securities?
I think with AI going the way it is, a lot of our jobs mean to be lost. That's not a joke. But with blockchain filling up the rest of it, there's only one thing that couldn't be replaced, which is the human characteristic part of the job, which is your traditional deal making, meeting people, shaking hands. I think that's forever gonna stay here. So let's see.
Bradley, what are your hopes for the business?
To echo what Edric's saying, relationships, right? That's our business at the end of the day is built on relationships. AI is going to change finance, the way we settle trades, the way we, do documentation, all that. But at the end of the day, it's our relationships and that we have around the world and in the United States that really are going to benefit our clients. And we hope to see our business just continue to grow as it's been and do more and more and expand into other business lines like merchant banking, more trading operations, etc.
All right, Edric Guo, CEO, and Bradley Richmond, COO of Univest Securities. Thank you so much for joining us at the New York Stock Exchange.
Thank you for having us.